I think an amazing thing as being leaders in any organization is the hardest thing you can do is show up, be positive, be constructive, and add value to people's lives every single day. It doesn't matter whether you're a manager, whether you are, a mom or a dad at home, even volunteering like you are right now, Kaylin. Like, so quick story, like when I was able to become a full-time Beachbody coach because Jennifer pushed and made it to where I could start volunteering at the kids' school. Never been able to in my life, okay? And I started going in and I spent a lot of time I've never understood autism, which is really funny because I was just talking to Kaylin and I've never understood autism. I've always heard of it and I've, Googled and done all kinds of stuff, and I never really got exactly what it portrays. And this year in school, I got to one of the teachers got a new student in Annabelle's class, about maybe a third of the way through the school year, right, Annie? And the kid has autism, and
but he's fully functioning.
But he's fully functioning, but he has autism enough to where, like, if chairs were out of place, he would walk around class and he would put all the chairs and make sure they're all put away nicely. And if somebody like moved his stuff, like it really pissed him off, like he didn't like it. And I would go in. And instead of helping some of the other kids in some of the areas they needed help, I would go in every Tuesday and Thursday, and I would sit down with him, and I would just hang out with Lucas. And that was my Tuesday and my Thursday. And guess what, guys? It took away from my business. I wanted to be home messaging people and going, hey, we're starting a new challenge group. I wanted to be there. I wanted to be making sure that I hit Success Club. But at the same time, Lucas counted on me to be there every Tuesday and Thursday. He knew exactly what time I was supposed to be there. He knew if I showed up 5 minutes late, he let me know. Okay? And what I learned, yesterday we met his mom, okay? We met his mom. And his mom always heard about Mr. Sloan and was never able to really, and Mrs. Sloan, and was never really able to put two and two together until we actually got to get together, meet each other. And then yesterday, we took our kids and we met her family at this little splash pad about 15 minutes from the house. And we got to spend time with Lucas and hang out again. Adding value to people's lives is what we do as leaders. We're going to have people on our teams that just don't do anything. And is it going to drive us crazy? It does me. It does me because I know how much this has helped me and how much it has made me grow as a person. And I can't tell you how many times I want to post in my group and go, what are y'all doing? Like, I seen 35 of you seen this message, and I got like 2 likes. You know that every Tuesday we do a team call, and I got the same 4 people on here, and the rest of you were like trying to do this on your own and not understanding that this is going to give you value. In the end, I always talk myself out of it, and I just go, you know what? I'm just going to post something that adds value today. I'm just going to post something that gives them something to make them push one more day. So I honestly, truly believe that as leaders, we have to have a stronger and tougher mindset than everybody else. And that's why we're all still here. That's why we're here. I'll tell you what, you want to find your leaders? Find your people that battle, that they fight every single day. You know, I did a call yesterday with Lauren's team and with our team that was kind of on the same lines, because Lauren was like, hey, I just want to add some value and a different perspective, and can you do a call? And I was like, yeah, I would love to. And as I was doing the call, so much more stuff poured out of me than when I was actually creating the slides for the call. And as I was doing both calls, different content came out. But I realized something as I was doing the calls. We are who we are because we don't quit. We do our workouts. We drink our shake. We don't give up on our families. We don't give up on our spouses. We care about people so much that in this business, it's not just about the money. Do we want to make money and build an income and pay off debt? Of course. But it all starts because we don't quit. And I think that's been something that's been building in my heart, because we've had coaches fall off, and we just recently had a coach that quit, and when they quit, they gave all these excuses. It was like trying to talk somebody into a challenge pack again. And, and when me and Jennifer talked about it, they never did anything ever again. They never did anything again. Like they didn't meet the calls. Even when they got angry and was like, well, I'm thinking about quitting, I said, okay, well, let's do this. Why don't for the next 30 days be on all 4 calls, get on the calls, even if it's just our team calls, get on the calls and, reach out to us, message us once a day and just talk to us. And actually read personal development. I'll tell you what, that was on a Monday. Tuesday, I got a message. Oh, sorry I missed the call. We can't make people hold themselves accountable. We can only do our best to hold ourselves accountable, give people the tools to do what they need to do. And after that, they can either run with it or they can throw their hands up and quit, You guys have anything? I seen Lauren, what were you, I seen you type something, but what were you going to say? Because that was.
No, I was just saying, I was quoting you in our team page. Because, okay, so I signed up my new coach 2 weeks ago. And, when you get those people who quit, like, out of nowhere, and you're just like, like, what the hell? So she quit. She turned in her cancellation papers, and I'm like, yo, like, what's going on? Like, dude, you were so driven and you were so determined. And she's like, oh, well, I need the money to help a family member out, and it's not helping with my headaches. And I'm like, dude, like, first of all, it's been 2 weeks. You got to give it a full month. Second of all, do you realize that if you help just 3 more people, you would have the same money that, you would be getting back for quitting? And not only could you make that money, but you could, have your business and keep moving forward. It just astounds me that people are just so easy to quit and just like fall back because it's so easy. Like, it's easier to quit. But in all actuality, it's, easier to just keep plugging along and make your life better, than to keep going through the same struggle over and over and over again. I don't get it. So, I don't know. And that's why, I wanted you to do that call on, not quitting and struggles, because I don't know if they don't get it, But
I totally get that.
Yeah. And like you said, like, maybe it is just certain people just have the mindset of not quitting, of not giving up on themselves. And maybe it's just about finding those people in the season of their life, because, it's maybe you're not in that mentality now, but you might be, later. So maybe it's just finding those people who, aren't easy to give up.
I think that's exactly it. And to be honest, like when I was sending the Zoom, I was like, so what am I just going to come up off the random for a topic for some meetings today? And our topic today is going to be something that really broke our hearts on Monday morning. And we were doing our workout and looking at the call, and my wife's looking at me funny, and as soon as I say this, she's going to go, oh. We're doing our workout, and we're listening to the call at the same time. And all of a sudden, I look over at Jen's face, and she's got this look like, and I was like, what's wrong, babe? And she goes, I'm just mad. She goes, I know I should be doing that. And what'd you say? I know I should be doing that, but I'm just not, or I just don't. And I think every time I hear a national wake-up call, I go, wow, man, we should do that. And then I go, oh, dang it. I could look at it 2 weeks later and go, why haven't I done that? And it's not changing the ways that you do things. It's not changing the way that your team trains or how you bring someone in new, because those things have to find some kind of consistency to make people successful. But like little things, for me as a leader, something that I fell at that I'm trying to get better at is when I sign up a brand new coach, I am really trying to focus on holding them more accountable right from the get-go. So that they know in that first week, if I'm going, hey, we're trying to start a routine. Hey, we need to do this. Hey, what do you have going on right now? What are you doing? They know right from the get-go, from that point, okay, if I don't do these things, I'm not going to be successful. And it's not about, in that first week or two, it's not about really kind of babysitting them or coddling them. I feel like it's more about showing them, just like their workouts. Every single one of us started these programs, and how many times did you miss a workout and then you were like, oh man, now I'm going to do 2, because you're going to start a whole new routine in the way you do things. So I believe when we sign on new coaches, I need to help them change their mindset and what they need to do in their daily routines. And so I really want to focus on hitting them up for the first week and going, hey, how you doing? How you looking in training? Because if I can do it for 5 days, just 5 days, and just go, have you started the training? And I'm literally on top of them going, did you start the training? Come on, you need to do this. Like, when Jennifer started this, I used to come home, she'd be passed out watching training. She would train. And even till today, I woke up, walked downstairs, and what were you doing?
Watching a video from Ellen Dimitro.
Training, still. So that's been something that I think I've failed at in our business that I just want to get better at. And so I'm going to take that as I need to fail forward a little bit more in that area. And I think I'll provide our coaches and our team with a better leader so that from the get-go, they can start off a little better. So, you ready to get thrown on the fire?
No, go to somebody else. Finish this load.
Folding laundry. So, what is something that you've noticed lately in yourself that you look at and you go, okay, as a leader, I need to fail forward a little bit more in this area? Go ahead, Kaylin.
I would say just adding more value. There's a lot of things, but just adding more value, reading more PD, and when I do get a coach sign up, doing the necessary get starting right and getting them on the right track. I mean, I don't know, maybe they're quitting because I don't get them started right. I mean, like Lauren said, I have people that start and then they cancel like before they even get their program. It's like, well, you're on fire. You were this, you were that, but you didn't even get your program. You didn't even try it yet. Now you're turning in cancellation forms. That's just dumb. But I guess we're all just a special kind of breed. I don't know.
Tisha was getting dressed. There she is. Ah, sorry.
She's still naked.
That's weird, Kate. Like before you even get your program, like I don't even know if I would even waste heart with that. Like, but for me, definitely it's following up with coaches. Like I'll get them set up right, and then they'll show up for the calls, they'll do this and that, they're doing the program, but then I kind of like I see that they're kind of plugging along, but then I don't check back with them and I don't follow up with them to like get them to the next level, if that makes sense. So following up and sharing my dream. Like I feel like a lot of my coaches really don't see the possibilities of where the systems can take them because I don't share enough of like my goals and my dreams and how it's helped me. So I'm gonna do more of that for sure. But I'm getting better at posting in the group, so that's a plus.
That's I think that's huge too. Like last week, Brian and Tisha asked us about our whys, and even for Jennifer and I, we were like, man, we're trying to create a new one and we're trying to find ourselves again. And I think sharing your dreams is a great thing that, even looking at it now, that's something that as a leader I need to fail better at. Like I just need to fail better at it so that they realize, where our hearts are at as leaders in an organization. When you work for a big business, they always have a mission statement. And that mission statement a lot of time is the dream. It's the why. It's what they want you to pursue every single day. And I mean, I could definitely fail forward in that a little bit more too.
I think it's like us as leaders more relatable. And, any leadership book, it talks about being able, your constituents being able to trust you and relate to you. And then, that makes them want to come to you when they have issues or when they need help. I think that all plays a big role with that.
Do you ever get like really worked up about your why, like randomly? Like randomly something happens and you get pissed off and you're like, this is ridiculous, or something like that. Because I realize that when I'm writing a post and I'm making a post on my wall, and when I write just to make a post, it doesn't come out right. Does that make sense? Like if I'm just trying to make a post that day and I'm like, you know what, today I'm going to talk about my why, but it just doesn't come out right because I feel like I've wasted a good jab, because that is a good jab. And two, I had no heart in it. So a lot of times I talk about wasted motivation. I don't like to waste it. So like when I'm amped up, that is the time that I'm going to talk about something that really means a lot to me, or that's really going to like a why, or something that I have been struggling with. And I know if I make a post at that moment, I'm going to put a lot of heart and soul into it and people are going to connect to it. So sometimes I make a post at like midnight, but I know that if I write it out then, I'm going to get a lot of attention on it. And I always do. So whenever you feel amped up for whatever reason, or if you know how to get amped up on purpose, eventually you'll find out what makes you amped up on purpose. That is a great way to make really great posts, is to write it right then. Don't hesitate. Don't be like, oh, you know what? That would be a great post for later. No. Be like, let me get to a computer so I can type this out. So yeah.
That was good.
I am going to speak a lot. So I'm speaking tonight, unless somebody else wants to. And tonight's call is I asked the team what they're struggling with, and a lot of it is some like really easy how-to stuff. But it seems to be fear. Like a lot of people are struggling with fear of no, fear of failing, and so I think I'm going to really speak on that, and I'm going to try to bring my heart to it and kind of shake everybody. That's the goal. Sometimes it doesn't work that way. So I'm gonna pre-workout beforehand. Maybe listen to a little bit of Craig Holiday. But we've been talking a lot about stories lately when we had guests on the calls, and I really think that right now, since it's the end of the month, that we need to bring something that is going to rock them and give them a step to be successful too. So if anybody has any other things that they want to add, because that's what I'm just winging it tonight. I'm going to write some points, but if you guys are like, my team is really struggling with this, and they need to hear it from somebody else, let me know, and I will touch on that tonight, as long as it kind of follows the topic.
If you wanted to, Tisha, the call that I did last night for Lauren's team and for our team was kind of along the same lines. It talked about fear. It talked about knowing where I was with where I'm going. I mean, it was kind of it was a good call. But if you wanted to and you don't want to have to mess with it, I literally have slides and everything set up just from last night's calls, and could do the same thing again tonight if you wanted. You think about that one and just get back to me.
Okay.
So before you got on, what we were talking about too was I was talking about what I feel we fail at as leaders sometimes, and not what I feel we all fail at. What I know that I fell at as a leader, that I know I need to fail forward in, because we're all going to have people that are lazy. We're all going to have people that don't do it. We're going to have people that quit. What we need to find are the people that are like us, the people that are willing to battle and fight every single day. And, you know, my thing that I fail, that I need to fail forward at, is really connecting and reaching out to coaches as soon as they sign up, and staying constructive with them through that first week to help them create a new habit. And it's something that I haven't been good at, and I'm going to focus on it for every new coach that we get. And I've already started to do it with some of the new coaches that we have, and I feel like it's more productive. It's helping a little bit more, but I can get better at it.
So Ryan's phone was ringing and his computer was ringing.
I was getting ready to go to Jennifer. So what do you need to fail forward in as a leader, honey?
Okay, so Anthony was talking about how we were listening to the National Wake Up Call while we were doing our workout, and we've never really done that before, and I really felt like it was a good experience, only because, yeah, I can tell I might have missed a few different spots where she was talking, because hell, I could have been doing a burpee and dying at that point, but it was more so like what I was hearing was things that I know I should be doing, but I'm not consistent in what I'm doing with them, if that makes sense. So like, we're not trying to recreate a wheel, but we're trying to do our own coach basics within the people that we add, so we can have a more hands-on with them. And I'm kind of taking like, I feel like I'm not putting my whole heart into it. And I know that it should be done every single month, but up until then, it's kind of like we've just been tagging people. Here's the coach training, do this. And then like Anthony's saying, we don't really follow up to make sure that they're doing a whole bunch of it. And then we wonder why they're quitting. I feel like I need to get feel like it's two parts. Like I need to be consistent in my knowing of my consistencies, but put more heart into all of them, if that makes sense. Because I was the person that sat there until I passed out with training, but not everybody else is like that. So how do I find a healthy balance with the new people that are coming on, the people that are working, the people that are moms staying home and have newborns? Like I don't have newborns. My kids are pretty independent and they'll go do their own thing. So I don't have those situations, not right now. And another area was I felt like I really needed to get a thicker skin. Not to where I can't relate with people, but like some stuff just really pisses me the hell off. And like it'll jack up my whole thought process if you think about it, if I think about it. So like the kids irritating me, I won't want to post because they're irritating me. Or a coach says something really, really stupid and I'm like, what the hell did you just say that for? Or like we're on the phone with somebody. We had a person who bought a challenge pack from us like a few months ago, and really she just bought it for the Shakeology, and she ended up not drinking half of it because half of it was chocolate and half of it was vanilla. But she never once said a word about not liking the chocolate. She just kept drinking the other one. And then all of a sudden we see something on her post that she's trying to sell the whole package. And that kind of burnt me bad in a way because I was like, why don't you just use it? Like you complain about your stomach, you complain about this, and you complain about that. And she never used half of it. Like she never even attempted it. And then we get a call from someone that's close to us, we go to church with, hang out at family events for the church. And the reason why she was going to buy it is to help the lady out. She knew it was a financial issue. And I said, well, if you're going to buy it, why don't you just do it? Like, it's simple. She's not really going to use the Shakeology, but she's got a whole package of the 21-day fix never opened. Why don't you just use it? I mean, what's the worst that can do for you? Nothing. And the reason why she said she didn't want to use it is because she didn't want to tell me to tell her what to do. And I was like,
no, get that, people. Listen to that again. She didn't want us to tell her what to do.
And that made me angry right off the get-go, because I don't look at what we do as telling people what to do. I don't ever tell anybody what to do in our challenge group. I don't ever tell them, if you don't do this, then you're sucking at life. I always do the feel, felt, found. I always relate, this is what I used to do. Is there any way that you can do this? Like those, I'm never ever telling anybody what to do. But the thing that bugged me the most is that this was someone that was close to us at the church that says she supports our journey, but yet you don't want me to tell you what to do. You don't want me to help you, is what that really boiled down to. It was hurtful in a way for me. I don't know. And Anthony had some questions and made me keep talking to her. And honestly, I didn't want to. I just wanted to hang up the phone. I was done. That was that. Like, you're being stubborn and ignorant is totally what it was. And so I felt like I needed to get a thicker skin because I was done talking. I didn't want to help you. And I don't know if that's really how I should be or anything, but I was just like, done.
I feel the same way sometimes. I mean, I feel like, and I people probably handle it better, but when people like are messing with me on purpose, or if they bought from somebody else when I've been talking to them for years, or when they do something that just really pisses me off, I seize all conversation. Like, I just stop talking to them. And then I pick up when I'm in a better mindset. Like, I'm just like, I can't talk to you right now. Or I avoid them completely. But that is just the only way for me to not get mean to them. Mm-hmm. And then what's cool is most of the time I'm talking to people through Facebook. That sucks that you actually know this girl. You get to see her at church every Sunday. But But most of the time, I just pick up the conversation whenever I feel better about the situation. I've moved on. But I used to block people. I'd be like, oh, she wanted to do this, or she became a coach. I don't want to see her crap, and I'd delete her. So I don't think there is a wrong, or it's just something that you have to work on. I definitely handle it better than I did years ago. I do. Brian's like, just tell him how you feel. I'm like, no.
What? So I have like 8 minutes and 30 seconds left, Tisha. The floor is yours.
So what I was just thinking about what I struggle with as a leader, and mine is getting into people's business. Like, I'm just such a like, hey, how you doing? And then and that's the thing that annoys me. So I sign up a new coach, I plug them into the training, I'm all happy, smiles, everything's awesome. And when I follow up with them, they either give me some kind of excuse, or they don't even mention the business at all, even though they were so pumped about it. And they just I'll be like, oh, how's everything? And they totally ignore the business, and they just go right into, and this happens to some of my like veteran coaches. I'll be like, how are you doing? And they're like, well, and they just tell me about their life, but I also want to know about their business. And it's hard for me to dig into that. Like, I get kind of annoyed, and then I kind of just end the conversation until I feel better about it. So I get, and Brian says this, like, I'm just really not good into digging people, like digging under their skin. I'm not good at friending people who that aren't easily friended. Does that make sense? Like, we can be acquaintances, and I've added you as a friend and added you as a coach, but I don't really know you. And if they don't let me in, doors open, let's go, let's be friends, it is hard for me to get there. And I feel like because I can't get there, that's the reason why a lot of my coaches disappear. And that's exactly what they do. They slowly back out quietly, so nobody sees them, and then they quit. So I don't know how to stop that. I don't know how to dig in. I feel like I need a book that tells me how to be friends. It's so weird. iPhones do that. So if you guys got some tips or a book that will help me on that, I think it's just my personality. Like, I've always been, when I started Beachbody, I didn't have really any friends at all. So all of a sudden I was trying to have friends, but I'm still not like at that level to where I could just befriend anybody. So that's what I got. And I think that's a major flaw in my system, is getting to know people more than just the surface.
There's a book, and this might not be the exact title, but it's something along the lines of how to win people and influence others. Do y'all know what book I'm talking about? Have you read that one? That's like that's right there.
I haven't read that one, but I've seen it at Barnes & Nobles.
Yeah, that's supposed to be like a really, really good classic TV book. I might help, but I have the same problem. I'll do the whole, hey, how's everything going? And then it's like, oh, good. I'm like, okay, well, that's good.
Right.
So any tips you find, I'd be happy to hear.
Well, Jessica literally messages me once a month. I'm pretty sure it's the same day every month. Like, something reminds her, hey, message all your diamonds. And it's a, hey, I just thought of this. She goes straight for the question, how's the business going? How's business? What's up? And it's kind of like my little check-in, like, oh, things are really great. Oh, things are really crappy, So maybe I just need to change my wording, but again, that's not going to help me in the whole, like, digging into the dirt. You got a book?
You ready? It's called Building Successful Relationships, but it's by a pastor that's around here, by Michael Fletcher. It says you can go to advancethekingdom.com, and really it's just different things. It says 7 keys to winning and keeping the hearts of others.
Okay, so that's 2 books.
Oh, and something else, like, I just started doing this, but So going back to the whole, their goals is what you need to focus on, not your goals. So, like I try to remember or write down new coaches' goals, like what they're trying to achieve, like their why. And so I'll check in with them and I'll be like, hey, how's Operation? I know, like one of my coaches, she wants to divorce her husband. I know that sounds terrible, but really bad marriage. So I'm like, hey, how's Operation Divorce the Husband and get on your own, and it kind of brings it back to their why, so that they kind of remember, like, okay, this is why I'm doing it. It's a mission. I have a goal, and then it kind of like makes it playful almost, so that it's just kind of like, hey, just talk to me, like, what's up? So I just started doing that, but so far with the 2 coaches that I've talked to, they've been really open with me and talking to me about it, so that might help.
Yeah, I really feel like it's the phrase that I have to come in, and that's really cool that you said that. So we'll go from there. I have talked. Now, one girl won't even get on a Zoom with me. I don't get people. I don't understand. All right, so I just also want to say something real quick since we have a couple minutes left. We did sleep in. I did set an alarm. I slept right through it. I'm really glad that you picked up the slack anyway. Now you guys know what time I really wake up. I'm just kidding. No, I wake up earlier than this. I don't know why. But I'm really glad that you guys hopped on anyway, because just like I said before, this isn't, Bachman's run the show. This is for you guys, so you can connect and keep each other accountable and push each other. So the fact that you guys jumped on anyway and you made it happen, it really makes me happy. It makes me show that this is working somewhat, right? The whole purpose of this is still working. When we were doing leader-less, like 5-star calls with the other elite premier people, when the corporate didn't always show up, sometimes it was just us because corporate forgot or they were busy. But I still learned because we still showed up. So I'm really glad that you guys popped on anyway, and that there was quite a few of you. So yay, success. See you guys next week, and I need this recording. Send it to me. All right, see you later.